What the hell are you doing?
I gotta get my dog to a vet.
I don't give a shit.
He's about to die.
I don't care. She can bring your damn dog.
Don't touch me.
Don't
touch me.
You're under
Don't
arrest.
touch me. My dog's dying.
Cut off traffic because your dog is dying? Kidding me?
And my flasher's on.
Is saving your dying dog worth placing human life at risk? You won't believe this case that unfortunately I've dissected in extreme detail, and I've changed my opinion on how I feel about this. Let me walk you through precisely as to how I encountered this situation. As everyone does, I was scrolling through social media, finding what else I can provide as a reaction, of course, to our audience. And I came across this clip where meticulously it was edited to only reflect a certain section of the entire circumstance. And by that I mean, typically on social media, you see anywhere between 30 seconds to maybe 2 minutes at most for any type of video to engage the audience and allow them to then understand whatever message is trying to be conveyed. But in this situation, I encountered a case where there's an officer who is trying to detain and making efforts a vehicle that is engaging in erratic behavior, erratic driving to be precise. And it shows the officer as they're pulling in to a building that we later find out is a veterinary clinic. In this situation, as soon as they come to a complete stop, of course, the officer is trying to engage in immediate action to detain the individual, ultimately arrest the individual. But as soon as the driver exits the vehicle, she's yelling out loud, "I'm trying to save my dying dog. I'm trying to save my dog. This is the veterinary. I got to the wrong location. I'm trying to save my dog." And the officer's actions, in my opinion at that point, were completely without any type of empathy whatsoever. Rather, the objective, from what we could see in that clip, the officer, matter of fact, voices out, "I don't care."
I don't care. She can bring your damn dog.
Touch me.
And tries to take the individual down, ultimately detains her, places her in handcuffs, puts her in the vehicle, and does not allow her to voice out what exactly was going on with her dog, how this dog ultimately was dying. And so just looking at that clip alone, I immediately took a position to say, well, wait a second, this officer clearly has no proper training in providing assistance, emergency assistance to be precise. Can we try to make some other avenue that the officer could take to help out the individual? I mean, I've seen stories where they actually escort the individual over to a medical facility where medical attention can then be provided. Now, in this situation, I said, wait a second, why is this officer engaging in such behavior? This is quite frankly ridiculous. Now, of course, I wanted to get some further background, and we started doing some digging. We started really doing some research and understand, well, what happened here in the situation? This is where I want to make sure that it's clear for everyone who is watching this video. Let this serve as a cautionary tale to not simply believe everything that you see on social media, any clip, especially nowadays with AI being so prevalent. You have to make sure that you conduct further research and truly understand what it is that you are watching. Now, because of such reason, before we go into the extreme and full context of what happened here, let me allow you the opportunity to go ahead and take a look at the clip that I first encountered. Take a look and tell me what you think.
Hey, what the hell are you doing?
I gotta get my dog to a vet.
I don't give a shit.
Here, I gotta get my dog to
No, ma'am.
He's about to die.
I don't care. She can bring your damn dog.
touch me.
Don't
touch me.
You're under
Don't
arrest.
touch me. My dog's dying. He's at the wrong vet. We got at the wrong
You're gonna
vet.
cut off traffic because your dog is dying? Are you kidding me?
And my flasher's on. Mama, get him to the vet.
Now, with that video alone, that small clip by itself, I immediately had the reaction, and probably you did as well. officer, wait a second, do you not have a heart? Do you not have any type of empathy in trying to have this individual make the efforts, the diligent efforts, to save her dog's life? You know, nowadays, individuals, you know, they place close emphasis and care on dogs' lives. And so, look, I'm a big dog lover as well. I want to make sure if I were encountering that situation, I want to make all efforts to try to save my dog's life as well. But once we started really dissecting the totality of the circumstances, which I would want for you to engage in this journey here with me as well, take a close look, you'll learn, wait a second, what exactly happened here? You may take a different position. Let's take a close look at the entire video. All right, let me stop you right there briefly because I want to make sure that you're educated as to what exactly allows an officer to initiate a traffic stop that is lawfully, okay? Now, if we look at what happened here, it becomes a situation where the officer is at a lane that is to turn left. She has a green arrow, if you place close attention to this video, and as she's about to get to this left-hand turn, we then see this blue vehicle cut her vehicle, her patrol vehicle, get right in front of her to the point where there may have potentially been a collision here if the officer did not immediately engage in placing her foot on the brakes. So she stops, avoids a collision, but immediately now has the attention of this officer and says, wait a second, I had a green arrow, you're violating, you had a red light, you just cut me off, I almost, encountered a collision here with you. That right there by itself is sufficient articulable facts to allow an officer to initiate a traffic stop. There's reasonable suspicion. That's what it is. That's that immediate standard that an officer is going to be looking for to initiate a traffic stop. And so at that point, it now gives reason for an officer to engage in trying to stop this vehicle and determine, hey, what's going on here? What's happening? Now, we see her immediately trying to catch up to this vehicle, and we hear the engines revving, right? So she's probably at a high accelerated speed. We also take a close look at, well, what's the actual speed limit there? She's probably speeding in excess speed. We need to take a close look at the radar, but that is an additional reason why the officer can then initiate a traffic stop. Let's continue watching. This is where it starts getting abundantly clear. Wait a second. This individual is encountering or engaging in erratic driving. And by that I mean, we just saw on the patrol car's dash camera that this vehicle, not only were they speeding, but they also made the diligent and intentional decision from what we could see to get onto an oncoming lane of traffic. That, matter of fact, we even see a white pickup truck maneuvering to try to avoid a head-on collision. Think about this. What if in that white truck, there was a full family in that truck? Maybe they were on their way to school, maybe they're on their way to, go have some lunch or dinner, and there's a minor in the vehicle, there's dad, mom, grandma. Potentially, these people could have gotten hurt. Potentially to the point where somebody can lose their life. Now you have to start questioning, is a dying pet worth placing human life at risk? This is where I started getting into a dichotomy of, wait a second, I need to balance this out. Do I simply, remain on this side of, hey, I need to take all diligent efforts to try to save my dog's life and place someone's life at risk? Or, wait a second, human life, precious, invaluable, priceless. Which one is it? So now I start getting the full picture. I need to understand, well, wait a second, what's going on here? Clearly, so far, it's not looking too good. Let's continue watching.
All right, they just pulled off into the veterinary clinic. Hey, what the hell are you doing?
I gotta get my dog to a vet.
I don't give a shit.
Here, I gotta get my dog to
No, ma'am.
He's about to die.
I don't care. She can bring your damn
Don't
dog.
touch me.
Don't
Don't touch me.
You're under
Don't
arrest.
touch me. My dog's dying. He's at the wrong vet. We got at the wrong
You're gonna
vet.
cut off traffic because your dog is dying? Are you kidding me?
I had my flashers on. Mama, get him to a vet. Get him to a vet. Go to the other
I
vet.
don't care if you had your flashers on. You ran a vehicle off the road. You're going into traffic.
Wait! Wait, let me sit up! I will buy whatever you need, but let me sit up! I will sit down and do whatever you say!
All right, now let's analyze exactly what just went down here. We have the individual exiting her vehicle, the officer trying to approach and yell out, "What are you doing?" Now, this individual immediately voices out, "I'm trying to save my dog's life. I'm trying to save my dying dog." And the response from this officer is, "I don't care. You're placing other individuals at risk by potentially colliding with these individuals." But now let's look at it from the perspective of a criminal defense lawyer. I'm looking at it with the understanding of, okay, but what did I actually just observe? From what I could see, I see the potential for charges such as speeding, reckless driving, evading detention with utilizing a motor vehicle, potentially resisting arrest as well. These are all serious offenses that, you have to really understand what angle can we use to try to hopefully find a viable solution here. But is this a situation where the officer is in the right? Or do you truly believe that this individual, their actions were in the right in the effort to try and save their dying dog's life? Which exactly would you side with? Let's try to understand exactly and hopefully wrap this up and leave you with that question that you can really highlight in the comment section. What do you truly believe? Which one is it? Let's wrap this up.
Wait, I can't get up! Deep breathe, can we breathe in it?
Ma'am, listen, you can bring your dog in there. They're closed. Okay. Where's her driver's license?
I don't know, I'll get it to you though.
What's her name, ma'am? Okay, come on. You go do your thing, that's fine. Ma'am, what's your date of birth?
That I've never been in trouble.
Ma'am, you're lucky you didn't get TBI'd off the road. Because that's the next stage I was going toward.
He had a heartbeat.
I understand your dog is in bad shape, ma'am. But do you understand you ran a light, you went into oncoming traffic and cut off the vehicle. You could have killed somebody.
That's right.
CNFS comments added.
Why isn't she going?
You're going to jail today.
No, I'm talking about my mom.
She's lucky she didn't get TBI'd. So her dog is apparently dying, and she decided that she was gonna blow through a light with her blinkers on, or her hazards on, and then she went, yes, in town, and then she went around a vehicle with oncoming traffic, cutting them off like she was running. So, I mean, and the mom took it inside. she's lucky she didn't hurt somebody.
And so after observing this carefully, you do see the officer voice out, "I don't care." But we then see the passenger, which we believe potentially was the mom of this driver, make the effort to take this dog inside the veterinary. We take a closer look and hear specifically that she then finds out, unfortunately, the place was closed. She comes back, gets near this patrol vehicle. Officer then goes and encounters the mom and says, "Well, what's going on here?" But we also see, you know what? You do what you got to do, ma'am. I'm going to focus on this person. And allows the individual to then engage in the efforts to potentially save this dying dog's life. Now, this is where it becomes conflicting for me personally. It'd be a situation where if you are looking at it, initially my thought process, as I mentioned to you, was, wait a second, this officer has zero empathy, no heart whatsoever. But now looking at the full context of details, it becomes clear the officer engaged in actions to protect and serve their community, to protect the other drivers who were on the same roadway from this erratic behavior, erratic driving. Now, I like to always consider, well, wait a second, what could have been done differently here? Potentially could have been a situation where all of this could have been avoided at the initial interaction where she almost cut this officer off at the light. She could have flagged her down. "Officer, wait a second, this is what's happening. Would you mind escorting me to this veterinary clinic?" That could have been way different. Or on the roadway, as soon as she got in the car, "Let me call 911. Let me put them on notice as to what's going on. See if they're willing to go ahead and escort me." Or at least at minimum, place them on notice that, hey, I'm about to engage in some pretty erratic behavior here. That could have been helpful. But, the majority of the time, especially in these very dire circumstances, you're not thinking clearly. You're not thinking reasonably. And those actions maybe didn't even come to mind. First thing you're thinking is, I need to make sure that I save my dying dog's life. That could have been the case. Where do you fall in now understanding the entire circumstances and the totality of them? What is your position? Are you on the side of, I need to make sure that I engage in whatever actions, no matter what may come from them, to save my dying dog's life? Or, wait a second, I need to be diligent. I need to make sure that I protect everybody else on the roadway. Which one is it? Let us know in the comments section. And I'm looking forward to making sure that we dissect another one here with you guys. If you have one that you have in mind that we need to make sure that we look at closely, understand the law and the perspective from a defense lawyer, let us know in the sections. Email us, call us. We're looking forward to hearing from you. Stay safe.